lattes and nut jobs.
So I'm gonna do something a little different today. Just to get some video content out there. The doctor tells me I'm supposed to be walking, so I'm just walking down my driveway to my shop and back. First off, I want to thank everybody for reaching out to me, the prayers for healing and the thoughts and all. It's much appreciated. I go back to the doctor tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow the doctor will actually tell me I can start doing a little something. Right now, they won't let me drive. I'm not real sure why on that one, but they're doctors, not me. They won't let me lift over 5 pounds, and until you're restricted to lifting no more than 5 pounds, you really don't realize how light 5 pounds really is until you're having to ask your wife to pour you a drink, because you can't pick up the drink container out of the refrigerator. Did manage to get my ears lowered a little bit, got rid of the shaggy hair. So anyway, in an effort to keep some video out there so YouTube doesn't forget about me, I'm gonna take some old footage, some old short footage that I had, the little 5-10 minute stuff, kind of string them together and make a video. I don't know if it'll turn out quite good or not, but here's the start of it. Hopefully y'all will enjoy going down memory lane a little bit. For the folks that's been around from the beginning, this will be a memory lane trip. Some of you new folks, maybe you haven't went back and seen some of the old stuff and don't know about it, but I don't remember if it's been 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Maybe been 3 years ago. Me and a buddy of mine took off after a 1959 Thunderbird, which was for him, and he still drives. It's a daily driver car. We took off after a 1959 Thunderbird by seeing only just a little snippet of a photo. And man, I want to say it was like a 5-hour drive, but we took off after it, and I'm gonna go back and show you some of that footage. There's not a lot to see because my videographer skills was not quite up to snuff back then. Plus, I had a lot more red in my beard back then for some reason. Y'all check it out. Let's get started on this memory lane trip. We got a truck, and we've got an empty trailer. So, what can we do with a truck and an empty trailer? I've got an idea for that trailer. And just like that, we were off on a road trip to chase down a car based solely off a little photo we had seen of basically the door and window frame and the for sale sign. And we knew it was something we were interested in. We jumped in a truck and took off on about a 5-hour road trip just to go see something that we hoped was exactly what they said it was. And man, was it ever. Look at that car. That was the first time that we'd seen the car. My buddy jumped in and they went for a test drive, and had to do a little voice over here just because I had some music in the original one that now has a copyright claim on it, and I can't play that for you. But my buddy went around the block for a test drive, and after his test drive, we knew that we needed to take this car home with us. Jackal Island, Georgia, 59 T-Bird, headed home. Been here before. So yesterday and last night, we got home probably around midnight. We brought this home. We've spent 20 hours and 1,200 miles staring at a windshield to pick this up. There's a helicopter flying over. To pick this up. 1959 Ford Thunderbird. In the original family since new. We acquired this from an older gentleman whose mother bought it brand new. And this gentleman's had it for 40 years. 1959 Thunderbird. Let's take a look at it. So here's an interesting fact about this car. As you walk around and look at it and realize that most of that stuff you see on the outside of it, after its first bath, it came off. It was just mostly staining. But this car was the original family. The gentleman that we picked the car up from, his mother had bought this car when she immigrated from Germany. Keep that in mind. Her name, Bessie Schindler. You can't make this stuff up. That is incredible, right? Not saying it has anything to do with the famous Schindler Germany incident, but it's something cool to talk about anyway. But the interior of this car was absolutely phenomenal. Just had basically a little mildew on it or something from sitting. I don't know what it was, but my buddy got in there and scrubbed it, and I'm telling you, that interior looks brand new in that car now. It looks like it just come off the car lot. The engine, somebody got in there with a can of spray paint and got kind of crazy with it, but at the end of the day, a clean car. So how many times in a man's life does he get the opportunity to buy this kind of cool? There's a whole lot of history in this car, a whole lot of cool in this car. As I said before, 1959 Ford Thunderbird. Original, family since new. There's a lot of history in this car. There's a lot of love in this car. This is a very cool opportunity. This car does not belong to me. This car does not belong to the shop. This car belongs to somebody I consider a friend, and I know he's going to get years of enjoyment out of this car. But it was just way too cool for me not to share a little bit of it. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was a journey. It was a long journey. We had a little hiccup here and there along the road, but at the end of the day, you get this. Well, after we got it back home, my buddy took it home. He drove it for a while, and it run and drove good, but as you can imagine, old suspension, it had some issues. The front end kind of wobbled a little bit, so we found that the hub assemblies was roasted on the front of it. I believe, looking back on it and watching some of the old videos and looking back on it, I honestly believe that it was either ran without grease, or whoever put the wheel bearings in front of it didn't get them tightened properly, and it ate the inside of that hub up, so that had to be replaced. Guy brings his old Thunderbird here in because the front tire has a little floppage going on, and I make the presumption and tell him that, oh yeah, I can knock that out in just a few minutes. That plan fell apart quicker than Epstein's suicide story. Great. To kind of catch you up on what we got going on here, got the drum and all off. I have pressed the hub assembly out of the drum. Now, what's the issue is that when everything is cranked down tight, she still had a little floppage in her right there. Well, the race had broken apart inside. No problem, I have a new one. But when you put the new one in, this thing has a severe ridge right here. It has created a crater all the way around, and it just flops around inside there. Once it gets past this edge, this lip on the edge right here, drops in and just flops around, and it's no longer tight. What is a feller to do in a situation like this? Well, we have a couple of options. Not really. This is a hard part to get a hold of. There's a few places out there that's got them, but they're extremely expensive. But I've got a backup plan. Yeah, I got a backup plan, so we're just gonna ignore that. Just pretend we didn't see that. Let's just go straight to plan B. Like a field of dreams over here. And looky there, I spy a 59 T-Bird right there. Oh yeah. Right there's a 59 two 59 T-Birds. There's another one right behind it. Let's see what we can get done. First choice ain't gonna work. Let's see. Oh, it has one on. Just a few minutes effort, we now have the part we needed off a car that honestly we may have gotten the last good part off of. Rim's kind of cool. A pair of those. Yeah, pretty sure we just harvested the last good part off this car. Always good to know people like this. Always good to keep friends like this. I'm just saying that right there would make a killer gasser. Mater. So now we've pressed the one we got out of the scrapyard out of the drum. We've got our old one right here. I managed to break one lug, taking it off, so I've already pressed that lug out, what was left of it. I'm gonna look and see if I can clean these others up, chase them. And if they look questionable, then I'm not even gonna worry with them. I'm gonna go ahead and put new lugs in it. All finished. Unfortunately, the footage of me actually putting that together is gone. Something went wrong. Never seen that coming. Here's what we have. All new shocks and everything all the way around. Car's nice and low to the ground. Our rebuilt hub assembly, new dust cap and everything, new bearings, new races, all that in there. Drum's been turned. Beautiful setup. So now the car is set up and ready to roll. Got a glare back there, but so we're ready to take this Thunderbird out for a test drive and see how she rolls now on the new suspension. Yeah, looks proper, doesn't it? Just easy going, man. Little T-Bird ride. I'm telling y'all, that hair, man, like I was trying out for the part of the Cowardly Lion. Yeah, well, still there's a little more red in it than they are now, so I guess it was a trade-off. I sure am glad I've gotten better at the on-camera stuff. Anyway, so got the car where it ran good, drove good, and then it was time to make it sound good. The car never sounded bad. It was just one of those where my buddy wanted something that had a little more rumble to it, a little more grumble, and matched his personality a little better. And that's what it's all about with these cars, right? It's trying to match your personality to the car. So he spent a lot of time researching mufflers, trying to pick out the one that he wanted that he thought would sound good. he settled on Black Widow. And I gotta admit, at that time when we put that exhaust on that car, I had never heard of Black Widow. So it worked out good because I'm actually a big fan of them. They make a bunch of different lines of mufflers, and I'm a fan. So he ordered up a set of Black Widows, and we stuck them on in this next little clip. And I want to say this was probably about a year after the first clip, or about a year after we went and picked the car up. I want to say we put the muffler on. It was probably close to that. And man, it made a real difference in that car. We installed Black Widow exhaust on the 59 T-Bird. If you've ever been curious what an FE with Black Widows on it sound like, you're about to find out. So what's my take on the Black Widow exhaust? Honestly, I don't see any downsides. The old T-Bird sounds a whole lot healthier, got a little deeper grunt to it. Honestly, sounds angry. Really transformed it from that kind of old man cruiser into something you could maybe consider a hot rod. At least sounds like one. A lot of times people get carried away with exhaust and it gets too loud inside the cabin, and that's not the case with this. So all around, I definitely recommend it. If you want to make your car sound tougher than it is, I think that's the way to go. I don't see any drawbacks. What do I know? You're going to have to try them for yourself and find out what you like. I like them. That's all I know. I like them. I don't know. Well, there you have it. Decided to sit down on a lawnmower for a minute and finish this video out. But there you have it. There's a walk down memory lane. That car is still running and driving today. There was some stuff that was done to that car that for some reason I couldn't find the footage of. Let's talk about a couple of those things. One, when we picked the car up, somebody had done some kind of old crude points conversion system on it. It was an old one. It was like a crane cams, you know, kind of like the Penetronics little drop-in magnetic box. It was a version of that, and it worked. But we decided to put like a MSD style distributor in it. Really woke that car up. Man, that car, it's amazing at how much difference nothing but that made in that car. That car really woke up after that. Also, the car now has different wheels on it. Still has steel wheels on it, but now it's got I think it's 16-inch steel wheels on it now instead of the 15s. It has coilover shocks on it now. New springs out back, all new bush. Pretty much if it's underneath it and it has rubber or spring, it's all new. So all the suspension, bumper to bumper, is brand new on that car. Car rides phenomenal, drives phenomenal. Car rides phenomenal, drives phenomenal, runs phenomenal. He also had, early on in the video, you seen there really was nothing wrong with the interior except it needed a good cleaning, which was done, one of the first things that was done to it. But the driver's side seat had kind of a sag in it, but the upholstery was good. He had new foam put in the seats. That car really is a jam up car now. And just the driver aspect of the car has came so far. He still daily drives that car. That car is still a great car. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Again, this was just old footage that I kind of recycled and strung a bunch of videos together, maybe to refreshing some of you guys on the project, and maybe some of you folks that have never seen our 59 T-Bird. I say ours, it's not mine. The 59 T-Bird, now you have. I will say that you will be seeing at least one more video on that car sometime in the future. Don't worry, it's not more than 5 pounds. That's the reason I got the little string on it. It's just a little tug and it comes down. You will be seeing the Thunderbird again at some point, because we have plans to put headers on the car. To my knowledge, and to the knowledge that we have searched around, they don't make a good set of headers for that car. Really don't make any set of headers for that car, but they don't make a good set of headers for that car. So we have and talked about it and mapped out a good idea, and we're just gonna one-off build a set of custom long tubes for it. It'll probably be more mid-length headers because that car is extremely low to the ground, and those cars are actually unibody cars. They don't have a frame, so we don't want the headers dragging the ground. So they'll probably be a mid-length header and just end somewhere around where the oil pan is. That way we can keep the exhaust tucked up tight and there's nothing hanging down. But you'll see that in a future video at some point. I don't know when that'll happen, but at some point when it does, of course, it'll be here. Guys, hopefully I don't have to do many of these recycled videos. Hopefully before long we can get back to going full storm again. We may do one more of these videos at some point, because honestly, even if the doctor does clear me to start doing stuff, I doubt he's going to say go from 0 to 100. You know, I don't know, maybe he will. I don't know what's going to happen. Go see the doctors tomorrow and they will tell me my next steps. I appreciate everybody hanging in there through this little lump, and before you know it, we'll be back to hot rods and race cars and some track time, street time, and the stuff that you actually like the channel for. So y'all hang in there. It'll happen again soon. Thank you again for all the support. God bless each and every one of you. I hope the Lord bless you more today than he did yesterday. We'll see you next time.
I'd say it's a nut job.